The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water. Them him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea, though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepared a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy, I go follow I all the days of I ven. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja, kadama we gromabia tela exact beer tana istalina ba shante kadama we gromabia tela where two and three meeting in the name of the Most High Ja, and that's so Jaja de. If Jaja never build up your house, the builder I go build it in vain same way. If Jaja never watch upon your house, the watchman I go watch it in vain. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and them is safe. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Jah shall deliver him from all of them. And I give thanks and I says unto your name, King of kings and Lord of lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, Amasa Yahuda, Amasa Negusto Nogusta Danielam, Komaya Sataya, Aimana Pio Aya, Kadamawe Gromabia Tela. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Black Rasta. In every traditional African home there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors relocate into the black pot, putting aside all their differences. This collaboration, gives us what is known as food. And not just food. Sumptuous food, nutritious food, and the food does not even benefit the black pot nor the ingredients. It benefits us, yet every time the food and the ingredients will collaborate to always make food. That is what we must be doing in this time, selflessness. Now the black pot represents the continent of Africa, whilst the ingredients represent us as a people. Every time we must collaborate to be able to bring development to our people, our continent, our land. It mustn't necessarily be about us. It must be about generations yet to come. This is the black pot, aka Kukushonamo. And this is the Joshua generation. We must be that generation that plants trees, that generation that is not only interested in planting seasonal crops like onions, like tomatoes. So we harvest quickly, eat quickly, die quickly, and be buried quickly and be forgotten easily. No. We must plant trees in this time. We must not live long enough to see or benefit from the shade of the trees. But does it really matter? Generations yet to come will benefit from the shades of these trees. Same way we are benefiting from shades of trees that we never planted. Generations before us planted those, and they didn't live to enjoy the shade of these trees. We are speaking proverbially. This is the black pot, aka Kukushonamo, and here we don't criticize. If we must criticize, we'd only just criticize to build and not to destroy. Yes, here we are in the service of God and country. This is the Black Pot, and we are live on Pan-African TV, Africa's only Pan-African TV. We are also super live on Loud Silence TV, live on our own TV, the Black Empire TV. On YouTube, we are Black Empire Media. The Black is spelled B-L-A-K-K. Oh gosh. And I entreat you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification button so that every time Monday to Friday, when we come your way, you would see all these wonderful pictures we unleash on you with powerful African stories for the upliftment of our people, our continent, our land. Well, my name is Blakk Rasta, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We are ably supported by AZIT, and AZIT is in spirit, in truth. Now, if you're tired of social media's negativity, the nudity, the nakedness, the violence, the racism, then this is your app. It is your very progressive app. The app that sounds like you, the sound that represents you and your family. Connect with family and friends. Anything social media does, AZIT does. The negative ones, no. With AZIT, you connect with family and friends. You go live. You can make video calls. You can also make audio calls and also upload your photos, upload your audios, upload your stories, anything that you want to do positively on social media. This is your app. It is called AZIT. It's available on App Store and Google Play. All you need to do is to download this for free. I am on AZIT, and you can easily contact me on AZIT. It's most positive. Let's hook up. Let's talk. Let's be able to get more productive. This is AZIT in spirit. In truth, you can send text messages. You can make your messages seen all over the world, and it's crystal clear. AZIT in spirit, in truth. And my name is Blakk Rasta. Time now to unleash our stories for the day. Story number 1. And this one is hot. What does it say? Watch it. It says, Hakimi is a thief. That's my opinion. He's losing respect in my eyes. Who is Hakimi? Listen, he's a footballer. Those of you who follow football, you know him so well. He's a Moroccan. In fact, he's a Muslim. At the same time, this is a man who was raised the Islamic way. Raised to be just. Raised to love humanity. And raised to eschew all kinds of evil. He played for Real Madrid. And he played for so many such other wonderful worldwide teams. He's well known. He's so respected. But look at what is happening. For some days now, people have been talking about him. And it's all about his divorce issue. He's married to a certain woman. She is supposed to be a Spanish woman. But she has Tunisian and Libyan roots. So she's African. The only thing is that she was born in Spain. We're going to get deeper into this story, but look at the headlines again. You saw that earlier, right? Ashraf Hakimi's mother breaks silence over son's divorce saga. And I need you to listen to every little word this woman said. That's the mother of Ashraf. Come here. Watch me. Saida Mouch, the mother of Moroccan defender Ashraf Hakimi, has broken a silence on her son's fortune transfer to her name, stating that she was not informed. According to reports, Hakimi, who is going through a divorce process with his wife, transferred his fortunes into the mother's name in order to avoid sharing his life gains. Mouch, in response to her son's act, which has been hailed by many, underline that, hailed by many, revealed that she has no knowledge about Hakimi's transfer of fortune to her name. If he has taken any action to protect himself, I am unaware of it, she said, as quoted by Morocco World News. Nonetheless, she reckoned that her son's decision was the best possible way to deal with his wife. What's the problem if the news is true? If my son does not do this, he will not be able to get rid of that woman, Hiba Abouk. PSG star Ashraf Hakimi and his wife Hiba Aboukris Beslemani, known in the entertainment industry as Hiba Abouk, are currently in court litigating their marriage. Hiba and Ashraf Hakimi first met in July 2018 when the Moroccan international was playing in the German Bundesliga on loan from Real Madrid. They dated for 2 years before and just changing vows. The couple welcomed their first child, Amin, in the year they got married, before welcoming their first son, Naim Hakimi, in 2022, 2 years later. However, the love story hit the rocks after the French media reported that Hiba Abouk had filed for divorce and was demanding 50% of Ashraf Hakimi's wealth. According to unconfirmed reports on social media, Hiba Abouk was informed by the court that her millionaire husband owns nothing because all his properties have been registered in his mother's name. This means that Hakimi has no money, property, cars, houses, or jewelry, and even the utensils he has in his house are not in his name. This is a wicked guy. This is Ashraf Hakimi. And listen attentively. Ashraf was born in 1998. The lady beside him was born in 1986, 12 years older than Ashraf. She was born in Spain to Libyan and Tunisian parentage. 12 years the senior, they met, and 2 years after dating, they decided that it was time to get married. They had enjoyed each other. And within 2 years, they produced 2 children. 2 children. And now, why did they decide to divorce? It's very simple. Somewhere in the second week of March, we heard stories all over the place that there was a rape issue in which Ashraf was involved. Come here, let me tell you more. Specifically, it was on the 3rd day of March that the incident happened. But we got to hear it a week later, in March this year, 2023. And what happened? The rape issue. The media went into it. The courts went into it. And Hakimi was barred from contacting the lady in the melee of the whole rape issue. Whilst investigations were going on, his wife, Hiba Abouk, went into it and saw some authenticity in the story. There was actually some amount of rape that happened. And she uncovered some other issues around her husband's infidelity. In fact, this is enough grounds for divorce anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. Even for those who say for better or for worse. This is beyond worse, and they would like to break apart. She probably listened to the husband confess to her that this is what happened, this is what happened here, this happened here, and this happened in the past. But now it's no more happening. And having armed herself with this information, she probably told Hakimi, look at this body. Can you compare this beautiful body of a model, an actress, who featured in so many soaps and series in Spain and beyond? Do you know what it takes for me to feature in series in Spain and soaps? It takes years of hunger, years of training, years of makeup, years of dieting to be able to get this figure. And if I can get all this for you and you go after that fat thing, what are you doing to me? You have disgraced me. You have embarrassed me before the world. It means that the food that I give you in the bed is not enough for you. You have to go after these ones. Please, I'm not happy with you. So they separated. The first step to divorce. Hoping that they will be able to sort out their issues. But more issues came. The lady heard so much more about the husband's infidelity. He's a young boy. 12 years the junior of Hiba Abuk. So his hormones are still jangling hot because of the embarrassment. Not many women can stay in there. She says, all right, I got to go. And by the law, you are supposed to give me 50% and even more because it's your fault. Infidelity is grounds for divorce. And you have no stance. You have to give me half of what me and you struggled for within the 2 years of marriage. That's all. Just within the 2 years. Not years before they met. No, within the 2 years. And the cowardly Hakimi decided to transfer all the money to the mother to avoid giving part of it to a woman who is not divorcing you for nothing, but divorcing you because of you. Why do you clap for this guy? He's a thief. This guy is trying to keep what does not belong to him anyway. You have 2 children with this woman. And you call her an opportunist? Do you know what it takes to give birth to a child? Do you know what it means to bear a child for 9 months? And the mother is also helping the son to steal. She's clapping for the son and saying, oh, okay, so that he will get away from, he will get rid of the woman. Why is she a demon? When they were together, you were clapping for them that your son has a beautiful wife, right? Very sexy and hot. He was proud to take her anywhere because she was en vogue. Hot. She raised his level. Look at this kind of woman. When you move with her into any space in modern times, eyes start wagging from left to right. Necks are moving like pendulums, left, right, and center. Years of maintaining such an evic shape. Evic as from Eve. Then at the end of the day, during our marriage, whatever we had, can you split that? Can you also help take care of your children? They are our children. Then you run away and say you don't have anything. Everything is in your mother's name. And people are clapping, including Adesanya. It's so shameful. It's so if she was your sister, would you be happy? If she was your relative, would you be happy that she went into a marriage, gave her everything into this marriage, and a cheating husband does this to her, and she decides that, listen, enough is enough, I want to go. Give me my portion of the loot. Oh, it's with my mother. There's nothing in there. What is this? What is property after all? Let me moralize it on you a little bit. Hear me. What is property? We all came to meet property. We shall die and leave property, right? I don't mind, even if she was a bad woman, as long as she was in my life. I do not know what kind of spiritual blessing she brought to me. Even if she brought me evil, at least that evil has translated into some good within the period of our marriage. That is what is going to be separated, divided. If she brought me nothing but evil, then let's divide the evil into 2. It's not by force that it has to be good. If within the period of marriage, she brought me nothing but evil, if it's debt, let's share the debt. If it's good, that means she's been good in some way. Let's share, and it's a problem. Why is it that we always see women as evil and opportunists? This woman is an accomplished woman in Spain, so respected. She's in the movie industry. She makes her own money and all that. Why do you see her as an opportunist? How many of us even heard about Hiba Abuk before this time? In this kind of light. Let's be reasonable. We must be reasonable. It's not every woman who is an opportunist. It's not every woman who is coming to us because they want our money. No. Now you are the people who keep saying, oh, behind every man, every successful man is a woman, right? That's what you say. Behind every successful man is a woman. I don't like that statement. I always like to say, beside every successful man is a woman. Beside. If you say behind, the woman would always be at the back and the man would be in front. Some religions like that. But in modern times, We want the man and the woman to be equal in some aspect of life. Do we get it? So I prefer to say beside every successful man is a woman. So if the man is successful, who is beside this person is the wife. I don't know why the mother is getting so greedy. Now you have given birth to this guy. Now the lady that you are not trying to support has given birth to 2 of your grandchildren. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? So greedy. And because she's old, people are going to pamper her and say that she's right, because in our world, there is always wisdom in the gray hair. Some gray-haired people are idiots. They have no common sense. And this woman is one of those, unfortunately. Give the woman what she deserves. Look at what happened to Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was caught with another woman. And when the can of worms opened, they realized that he had so much skeletons in his cupboard. He had been sleeping with prostitutes years on end without the wife knowing. Prostitutes. Hardcore porn stars. In a hotel, Tiger Woods could have 4 women in different rooms. He would enter here, bang, here, bang, 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 bang. Like that. That was what he was doing until his cup was full. And what happened finally? When they had to divide the estate into 2, he didn't budge. He begged the woman that she should forgive him so they would come together again. She said no. They had children too. When they separated, he gave out everything. What is the fate of the woman? A woman like that who is not used to hard work and making money, she will blow the money and forget it and be looking for the next man who she would support to get high. Left to me alone, take the money. Let's see if you can keep it and do something good for yourself. And I'll be glad to say it's from me that you too have been able to rise. Not many people are like Blakk Rasta anyway. I don't want to sound like a preacher. Dash it away and bring me the next thing. Next thing we are looking at today. Confusion over MAHAMA'S electricity bill payment. Remember I told you that the MD of the electricity company of Ghana, this man here called MAHAMA, would be in trouble. Remember? We told you that yesterday. He came out boldly and said that former President MAHAMA has been paying his electricity bills himself. He queues to pay. A former president. Yet we have MCEs and assemblymen who do not pay electricity bills. They don't pay water bills. We have ministers of state who use fuel for free and sleep in bungalows that do not pay for electricity and pay for water. The former president walks, queues, and pays. That's what this man said. And I predicted that he will be sacked. Today we are hearing other things. Remember, the electricity company of Ghana has been going around disconnecting people trying to get back his money. This man said the president of the Republic of Ghana supports him in this venture. Of course, when the kitchen gets so hot, you got to get out. We must make our money. Ghana is too interested in being irresponsible. You use electricity, you don't want to pay. You use water, you don't want to pay. Yet when it comes to religious killings, you are the first to go out there and kill people. You are the first to moralize it on people, yet you are not paying your electricity bill. The same electricity that you use to boil your tea, to do your Ramadan. The same electricity that you use to boil your tea, to drink and go and preach in the church. When it comes to paying, you don't want to pay. You are a demon. Why don't you want to pay? Are you crazy? Who should pay for you? Should Angel Gabriel come down and pay for you? Or should Angel Gabriel come down and pay for you? Be responsible. There's no religion that teaches thievery and thuggery. No religion does that. So if you are a Muslim or a Christian and you are not paying your water and electricity bills, you belong to the devil. That is not Islam and that's not Christianity. You are on your own. MAHAMA has been paying. Now watch what is happening here, man. Roll it. How Chief of Staff lambasted ECG for allowing MAHAMA to pay his bills. I told you that the chicken would come home to roost. Here we are. Come here. Watch me. He says what? The managing director, MD of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, Samuel Dubik MAHAMA, has disclosed that the chief of staff, Akosua Frema Osei Opare, criticized the company for not properly carrying out its duties, particularly with regard to the payment of bills by former President John Dramani Mahama. According to the ECG MD, the company is responsible for reading the former president's meter and submitting the bills to the Chief of Staff's office for payment. However, this has not been done, leading to the Chief of Staff's dissatisfaction. The MD revealed that during a meeting with the Chief of Staff, she expressed a disappointment with the ECG's failure to properly carry out its responsibilities. She stressed the need for the company to improve its services. Dash it away. Dash! Hear me now. These are hypocrites. They are hypocrites. So all these years that Mahama has been in opposition and has been paying, the Chief of Staff is telling me she's so ignorant and hypocritical enough not to know that she never asks, why? What is happening? I've never seen MAHAMA'S bills here. And it's my duty to make sure that some people's bills are paid for. And one of those is just the president who left. She's ignorant enough not to know that. But she's quick enough to go and chase an MP to come and vote for, what's that thing called? To vote for e-levy. Come here, let me tell you more. Come here. Watch me. Hey! Canada, Japan, together with this man, if I'm talking about this woman, Frema Opare, they came together, gave money to Canada, Japan, another MP, and they put the money in that MP's account. Ajua Safo. Pampering her so she could come to the Parliament House and vote for their demonic e-levy. This woman here, hypocritical as she is, when you look at the face, it's all hypocrisy written in there, right from Genesis to Revelation. I don't like hypocrites, honestly. She went all the way to this MP's house, and I'm talking about Ajua Safo, waited in front of the gate, sirens blazing in the motorcade, for her to be chauffeured from her house to the Parliament House so she could vote for the demonic e-levy, because there was a hung parliament and needed everybody. After they ferried her all the way from America, put bribe money in her account, according to Canada, Japan, to help her reason. These are hypocrites. I don't like them. She never knew that Mahama was not paying all this while. That means you're not doing your work well, and you want to blame the small fry, F-R-Y, fry. Eh? The small fish, the nitwit. You are blaming that one for not doing his work well. Are you doing your work well? These are hypocrites in power. And the anger of God is coming down on them. As for Mahama, I don't know what kind of man you are. Somebody would have written a letter to the Chief of Staff. I've been paying my bills all this while. Why? I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to that, I'm entitled to that, but you are not doing it. What is the problem? He never did it. He has his own office, pays for his electricity, his water, pays for his own office space, pays for his own electricity in the house, pays for water in the house, things that were supposed to be done for him. And last year, when he even came and spoke about it, they vilified him and called him a liar. Today, he took the MD of the ECG to repeat the same things Mahama said and to endorse and authenticate what he said. At the time Mahama said it, why did they not check it? Why did Frema Opare not check, and bring documents to say, hey, listen, you said you've been paying your own electricity bills, but look, I've paid here, I've paid there, I've paid there. But they are armchair politicians, dirty-minded politicians. They get fat by sitting at one place. They are not active. They are not ready for patriotism. These are the hypocrites in power. The biggest hypocrite is that dwarfed-brained president. Little brain for humanity. It's terrible. Mama has been paying. He's not written to you to beg you. He will pay. Meanwhile, when you get out of power because you can't be in power forever, what happens? You'll be crying that they have not paid this. Boy, dash it, man. When we come, we will do more. Hey! Wayo!
Blackpot. Kujo.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kujo, and here we speak truth to power. We don't personalize issues. We're not interested in personalities. We're interested in the issues. And here we don't criticize. If you hear us criticizing, it means it's on one condition: to build and not to destroy. We are angry enough in these times to see change in our land. For too long, we have been down. The former Ghana Empire, the ancient Ghana Empire, was a great empire, and history tells us that not one person in that empire was poor. Can you believe that? Not one person. Can you have an empire? The whole empire, not even one person was poor. We inherited that name, but did not inherit the qualities of the empire. It's the empire qualities that we are trying to bring back. It's a powerful empire. Remember that we are supported by IDDRISU, and IDDRISU is in spirit, in truth. If you are tired of social media's negativity, all the nudity, all the embarrassment, all the racism, all the violence, all the nakedness, it's time to download this new app called IDDRISU, in spirit, in truth. Make text messages, make video calls, connect with family and friends, and make great memories. Oh, unload your photographs. Yes. I mean, load your photographs on, upload them, and at the same time, you can also upload videos, connect with family and friends, make memories, and do your business. Remember, it's 100% free, crystal clear, and you can also go live. Just like every other thing. You are live, you are talking. Everybody will get to see you. Support the African business. This one was created by Africans, and that is why you must support it as Africans. Let's own this one. Download it from App Store and also from Google Play. And it's free, absolutely, crystal clear. Next thing we are looking at is rolling on your screens, and it comes like a bullet from Otagon. Puyaka, puyaka. Familia gets 25,000 Ghana cedis for bad petrol. Fameye, a few days ago, went out there to buy fuel for his car. This is Fameye. He's a Ghanaian musician. I like him. He sings high life. He has a nice voice. Recently, he was in a certain tango with Prophet Nigel Gazy. Fortunately, they were able to resolve that amicably. He's been a struggling musician. Now he's seeing some ray of hope, and I'm happy for him. He has a good voice. He deserves to rise. These are some of the people who can carry high life music to the next level. We need to see some of the young people doing music, you know. So Fameye went to buy fuel for his car. It rained that day. He went there, he bought the fuel, and then he started to drive. In no time, the engine started cranking. Boof, boof, boof. Psst. Engine kaput. Battery Aziz. What is this? When he called his mechanic and he came over, he said, this is rare. This engine is quite new. What happened? They looked into the fuel and realized that they had been served with water mixed with petrol. I remember this happened to me in Zimbabwe when Robert Mugabe invited me to perform for him at his 96th anniversary. We went all the way to Mashingo. On the way back, it rained cats and dogs. Pussies and dogs. Puppies. Pussies and puppies. Cats and dogs. Heavy rain. Some cars parked, by the way. But we drove all the way. Upon entering Harare, we decided to enter into a filling station, gas station, and then we bought fuel. On the way, we realized that all the cars were breaking down. And we were happy that traffic had calmed down now. We were flying, and boom, our car also went down. And it came out on the radio the next day that the fuel that was served to all those who were entering Harare around that time, because of the heavy rain, we had been served with petrol mixed with water, cranked our engines and destroyed that. So when I heard Fameye complaining about this, I knew that, yeah, he had gone through something. He made it known. He made it public. ECG, water company, petrol company, Gary company, everybody heard it, including market women, Makwala and Okanshi. Everybody heard it. And then something happened. Watch what happened. I have been compensated with small amount of 25,000 Ghana cedis. Fameye on mixed fuel saga. Run it and come here. Fameye has disclosed that he has been offered compensation of about 25,000 Ghana cedis after his car got damaged by adulterated fuel from an undisclosed fuel filling station. Earlier, the High Life singer took to social media to bitterly lament about how his Honda Pilot 2019 model had since been faulty after it was filled with water mixed with petrol. In a tweet on Wednesday, 15th March 2023, the rapper narrated, is Fameye a rapper? Ghana Web, waiting they happen. Fameye is not a rapper, he's a High Life singer. Anyway, in a tweet on Wednesday, 15th March 2023, the singer narrated how he had already spent a whooping 7,000 Ghana cedis to repair the vehicle's damages, but to no avail. So a few days after, I go buy fuel for one fuel station, 700 Ghana. The rest is heartbreaking. They filled my tank with water mixed with petrol. As I am talking to you now, my car, Honda Pilot Touring 2019 model, is spoiled. I've spent 7K already, still no working. What do I do? Of course, he mixed it with pigeon and everything. You know. After the tweet went viral, scores of netizens recommended that he involved the management of the said filling station for compensation. But given an update on the issue, the praise hit maker says he has been duly compensated. I was compensated with a little money, 25,000. My car is a very expensive car, Honda Pilot Touring. He told Bella in a discussion on TV3's New Day. Dash it away. I'm sure the poor filling station said, please, don't report us to our bosses. We are wrong. We will pay for this. Because if he had gone to the mother company, I'm sure that he could have sued for some good money. I'm glad that amicably they've been able to solve this. It's not every time you have to go to court. Big money does not necessarily mean a closure to an issue. No, sometimes it even brings demons into your life. You see, but I want to ask a question. Come here. Follow me. Babi, listen. Is it because he's familiar, that's why they're giving him the money? That day, how many more people bought fuel from the place and cranked their engines? Is it because they are not familiar, that's why we have not heard about them? Couldn't the filling station have announced that, oh, on this day, there was blah, 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 blah problem. Anyone who came here to buy fuel, you only need to prove that you bought fuel on this day, at this time. You have a receipt. If you have any problem with your car or your vehicle, we'll sort it. That is how correct human beings think. Sensible human beings, not animals who walk in trousers. If this was America, it would have been done. The other day, Verna had to come out and tell the whole world that, oh, our water, there was something in it. We are sorry about that. It is still safe to use, blah, blah, blah. Well, the PR wasn't the best, but at least they owned up. You understand? In this case, Fameye is the only one working with 25,000 Ghana cedis. And he even says it's small compensation. What happened to the rest of them? Was it only Fameye who bought fuel from that station? Hey, let's think like animals and stop this animalistic, junglistic behavior. It doesn't help anybody. You hear me? So if I don't have a voice, it means I have to remain voiceless forever. That's why this show is on. Those without the voice, we amplify your voicelessness into voicefulness. Jesus have mercy. Hi. To God be the glory. That's why you have to do business with us. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and talk to us and make sure you do business with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Blakk Empire Media. Blakk. Blakk Empire Media. And thanks so much to all the people who've been writing to us and sending us very cheerful messages from Sierra Leone. We've received a lot of messages from Sierra Leone, a lot of messages from Nigeria, Kenya, Liberia, Mauritania. Oh my God. Sometimes I sit back and I read all these things, like 5 hours I'm reading messages and I'm responding to some of them and all that, because I would like you to feel me, that it is me responding to you. You see, we could have asked a secretary to do that, but no, we want that krinkum crankum to be sprayed on you. You get it? This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushu. When we return, we got more. Have you ever thought about the deadliest scorpion? Scorpions, when they bite you, do you die? Do they bite at all? Do they stink or they bite? Scorpions stink. They have no teeth, so they don't bite. Like mosquitoes. I don't know why we say mosquito bites. Because mosquitoes don't have teeth. Anything that has no teeth cannot bite except one thing. One thing. It has no teeth, but it bites. Dash it away, my youth. Yo.
Blackpot. Kujo.
This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, where we speak truth to power. And my name, Blakk Rasta. Salam alaikum. We have a number of stories to round up. Run it, rude boy. What does it say? It says what? Watch it. It says Franklin Kujo identifies state thieves. Franklin Kujo identifies state thieves. State criminals. State criminals. Change the thieves to criminals. 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 English for everyday use. Criminals. I know a friend of mine who says criminals. They will all be criminals. The word is criminals. This is Franklin Kujo. Yes, he's the leader and boss of Imani. He's a national think tank. Private one, albeit. Come here, man. That's him. That's his name. He's called Franklin Kujo. In fact, me and him were together at NUST, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I was 2 years ahead of him. And in the university, we had such a good rapport. We finished and they were still there, carrying on the good work. Today, where his work has sent him, I'm yet to reach there. I admire him. He's a great mind. He's a smart guy. We have not been able to tag him with anything corrupt yet. And knowing him from the days of the university, I can doff my hat now and even later and say that, yes, kudos for the good work done and the good work will continue being done. Yes, Franklin Kujo identifies state criminals. He tweeted, watch the tweet. The tweet. Watch what he says. He says, how do you buy a car abroad for 114,000 Ghana cedis and pay a total tax of nearly 74,000 Ghana cedis just to clear the car for use? This is state-sponsored thuggery. You know what it means to say thuggery? Thuggery, or a thug. Now this is why importers collude with custom officers to evade taxes. You know who a thug is? Watch it. Come here. Who is a thug? This is from the Oxford Dictionary. It says a thug is a violent, aggressive person, especially one who is a criminal. You understand? A member of a group of organization of robbers, that's thieves, and assassins in India, who waylaid and strangled their victims, usually travelers, and stole their belongings. In other words, they are highway robbers and murderers. They were suppressed by the British in the 1830s, and they were known as thugs. That's the historical ambience of the word thug. And Franklin Kujo chose that word. A violent, aggressive criminal. That's what Franklin Kujo chose. Now let's read the story. 74,000 duty tax on 114,000 car is state-sponsored thuggery. And this is Franklin Kujo. Let's read it. President of policy think tank Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, has lamented Ghana's harsh import levies and taxes. Dash it away. Follow me here. Follow me. Hear me. What Franklin Kujo is saying might make a lot of sense to a lot of people. But for me, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. If you buy a car for 114,000 Ghana cedis, it means it's a luxurious car, right? Will you buy Akwala Ukwehe for that amount? It's a luxurious car. One of the mechanisms you can use to control importation is slapping taxes. I wish buying a 114,000 cedi car should have a tax of 228 Ghana cedis on that, twice the amount. Why? It's a luxurious car. It's for the rich. We are taxing the rich so we can take care of the poor. The rich must pay more. But no, in our situation, the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. So Franklin, this is what taxation does. Yes, you have a point when you say tax officials and importer officials would, collude, connive, and make sure that they steal from the government. But we are not going that direction. We are going the direction of controlling importation of some things. Government will not have to come and tell you, don't import these cars because we are building cars in our country. If you truly need it, then you have to pay for it. I don't know how many people understand this. Listen, I tell you, look at the fabrics that we make in Ghana. GTP is there. Akosombo Textile is there. How many people are buying those? Apart from Blakk, RASTA, and 2 other people in Ghana who are always seen wearing those. How many other people were GTP and Akosombo? The last time that these two outfits were looking for an ambassador, they went for somebody who was wearing Gucci and Gabbana, somebody who does not even know what it means to say GTP, just because they have a following. So they go for them. So they bring people who don't even represent the product. They are idiots. They don't care. These are government establishments. And they will bring in their favorites, not necessarily those who can represent the product. Now everybody is running after Hollandese, Holland wax prints, and so on and so forth. Everybody is going for foreign material. So if you want to direct patronage for GTP and also Akosombo textile and some other site textiles locally made, you slap taxes on these ones so their prices will go higher. Those who truly, the word there is truly, need them, not want them, will pay big money and get them. Or else, they would have to be forced to patronize the Ghanaian one. That's the importance of tax. We can go into this discussion. Of course, we have dirty politicians, thieving politicians, who would slap taxes on that, and we don't see what they do with the taxes. That's another argument for another day. But for now, I support this tax. Mr. President, can you increase the tax from 74,000 Ghana cedis to 228,000? If you know you are importing a luxury vehicle and you know you are paying twice the price you bought the car for as tax, you would only import it if you truly need it. How many people agree with me? Dash it away. Next story. Watch this story. And this one is going to take only 2 minutes. HARUNA IDDRISU rubbishes toilet dormitories at GHANASCO. A few days ago, we saw pictures and videos of students allegedly sleeping in rooms or cubicles that were originally meant to be used as toilets at Ghana Secondary School, GHANASCO, in Tamale. It's a school that I know too well. I've been there several times. I can close my eyes and walk in the school everywhere. This is what they look like when you look at them from the outside. HARUNA IDDRISU has gone there. Now he's an MP from the area. He said he has gone there to look at the place. And there's nothing like that. We should all stop talking about it, or else we are going to traumatize the students. Listen to what HARUNA IDDRISU said.
Yeah, I'm here exercising a role in a representative capacity as the elected member of parliament for the Tamale South, which extends to Kujo, Jakara, Yele, Pambiao, to which Ghana Secondary School, one of our proud institutions. I mean, it remains one of the educational institutions that with pride can even boast of producing the President of the Republic, President John Dramani Mahama. We've gone through to see where he himself used to lay his head as a student and then as prefect. My first appeal will be to the media to exercise circumspection and in reporting historical accurate facts about Cabral and Banzaba House, and much of what has been put out publicly is not entirely factual and accurate. Much of what has been put out lacks the historical perspective, and the lack of use of the facility even as largely reported as if there is an official record of students being posted to those sections referred to as students sleeping in the toilets and bathrooms. There's no official record to support that view. It's largely been used as a box room and abandoned since the 1970s and 80s as toilet and bathroom, but have been used by some category of students searching for isolation for purposes of learning to isolate themselves. Therefore, some of your report, as I've indicated, is not entirely accurate and factual.
Well, you had Haruna Idrisu, right? Honorable Haruna Idrisu. He is a man who is loved by the people in the area. He's charitable with his wealth. He's been criticized in so many different corners. I know him personally. This is what he's saying. And you can feel the genuineness in what he's saying. We all have been students before. And we all have been able to get into some kind of cubicles to hide ourselves and read. Some climb trees. But the video we saw boxes in there. Maybe the students were not living there. But they would sneak and go in there. And this facility, according to Haruna Idrisu, has been abandoned from the 70s into the 80s as toilets. Nobody uses them as toilets. 70s into the 80s. That means around the time that I was born. I was born in 74. Students can do that. But should the school authorities be weak enough not to know that this facility on campus could be used for not just a hiding place to go and read, but to also have sex? It's a very, very fertile ground for teenage pregnancy. It's a fertile ground for quickies. It's a very fertile ground for drug use. So the eyes of the authority should go to such places. You have abandoned the building. Should somebody not be there to check? Well, Haruna Idrisu has spoken. I truly don't want to believe that they were using those places as places of dormitory. Maybe quick studies and some other bad deeds. But the eyes of the world have come to these places. And we need to look very carefully into them, or else we will not want what will come out next. Dash it away and bring me the last thing. This thing is going to take me only 1 minute to deal with. Obrafour is in the news. Obrafour paves the way with Drake's suit. Who is Obrafour? Ghana rap software. He's one of the best rappers we have ever had in this country. I'm a big fan of this guy. He came to change the face of hip life in this country. He raps with common sense and deep lyrics. I love him. For some time now, he's been quiet. Some people said he wants to become a pastor or he's a pastor. He now wants to do something else with his life. Whatever it is, maximum respect. He has sued Drake. Who is Drake? Do you know Drake? That's him. He's a Canadian rapper. He's wealthy. He's so rich. What does the story say? We'll look at it briefly. Bring me the story. Obrafour sues Drake for $10 million after rapper sampled Oyohene without consent. Run the story quick. Legendary Ghanaian rapper Obrafour is suing popular Canadian rapper Drake for sampling his 2003 remix of Oyohene on his song Calling My Name off the Honestly Nevermind album. In the documents presented to a court in New York, Obrafour stated that Drake infringed on his copyright when he sampled his song without permission. Defendants released the infringing work on June 17, 2022, despite the fact that an agent of one or more defendants had previously contacted Obrafour seeking to obtain Obrafour's permission for the use of the copyrighted work in the infringing work. Obrafour never granted defendants permission to use the copyrighted work, and the infringing work was released mere days later. That's a few days later. Parts of the documents read. The Ghanaian rapper indicated that Drake and other defendants, following the release of Calling My Name, had greatly benefited from his work. Wow. 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 Dash it away. Now, hear me now. You see, I'm happy that Obrafour has been able to follow up on this. He's asking for $10 million. He might get it. Drake could say, take it. This money, all the life of Obrafour's music, is never seen this amount of money. I can say it as a member of this industry. With all respect to Obrafour. If we give him another 2 years in this industry, he will never make that money. Not in this industry that is not respected by Ghanaians. Not in this industry where creativity is not respected. So when I see a man trying to get his rights, I'm happy. But my fear is this. The early days of hip life, the genre that Obrafour represented, invented by Reggie Rockstone, almost all the works were sampled from American rap artists. 99% of all the early hip life works were sampled from American artists, including Reggie Rockstone himself, and he doesn't hide this. So my fear now is, if all these artists start coming back to Ghana to ask artists, oh, you sampled this, you sampled that, you sampled that, give me 10 million, we will sell the whole nation and will never be able to pay. Does it mean that Obrafour should not go for the money? Should he step back? No. Obrafour said that Drake tried to talk to him, but he hadn't given permission before they went into the thing. It means that Drake is opened at least to a form of negotiation. He respected you by coming to you to tell you, this is what I want to do. Could they have continued like that? Oh, you used my material. I know you tried to get in contact with me. Can we now go into it? Can you pay me this amount of money? Maybe Drake would say, oh yeah, I've been a big fan of you. Can we have a collaboration? Do you want us to meet in Canada, America, or should I come to Ghana? And there would have been a certain bond that would be created between this record producer and musician. Obrafour needs him. He needs Obrafour. Could they have done that rather than running to the court? Did they exhaust some of these things before going to the courts? That's what I want to ask. My fear, if American rappers and musicians start coming after us, especially that now African music is on top there, and all eyes are on African artists, people will start running. I'm also guilty of sampling some materials from other artists. Sometimes with permission, other times we were too young to even understand what it was with this copyright thing. So what do we do? Obrafour, all the best. But I wish that you would tackle this outside the courts. But of course, you are a big man, you have your own rights. I wish you all the best. I wish this does not stain the relationship between you and Drake, because it's one man whose music I don't know too much, but I respect him so much. That's not my kind of genre. I respect him, but you are my artist. I love your music and I listen to your music. I wish you all the best, big man. And Manche, it could just be a cash cow for Manche because his voice is also in it. Yes. Killer card, black killer card, you know, it's in it. We bless you. We appreciate you. We want to say thank you so much for coming along. It's been the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Kujo, where we speak truth to power. And remember, we are supported by Is It simply means in spirit, in truth. Yes, social media is so negative. Yes, it's supposed to be positive, but it's so negative, nudity, violence, and all that. If you want social media that is devoid of all these negativities, then it's Is It in spirit, in truth. Download that from App Store and Google Play, and then it's for free. Connect with family and friends. Go live live, do your video calls, and of course, also make your ordinary audio calls. Promote your business, tell your story, post your photographs, and feel happy and feel good. Remember, it's free. It's called Is It? We have powerful algorithms. Oh my God. Modern ones that will take out every negativity before they even pop up. That is why we say it's negativity free. A negativity free app. It's a positive app. My name is Blakk Rasta. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you. Do also subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called Black Empire Media. Click on the notification button. And then let's do it again another time. I love you. Hey! Wayo!